Hello, everyone. You're watching Sunny TV Arsenal, and you will know that because I just want to congratulate you because you lot know what time it is. So, unless you're watching it, even if you watch it live or you're watching it on catch up, you're going in the right direction because this is a channel where you're going to get positivity. You don't need Anthony Robbins. You don't need none of his books. You don't need none of his DVDs. You don't even need to go to LA. We've got Igal on the channel. And he's got more positivity in 1 hour than Anthony Robbins has had for the whole of his career. So, millionaires, we're going to be millionaires. He wants to be a millionaire. I do, right? So, we've got Igal. So, it's the Arsenal versus Aston Villa preview. We've got a very special guest with us. It's not David Lewis up there in the corner. It's David from Fan Chat TV. David, shout out your channel. Tell us everything about what you do. Tell us about your channel as well.
So basically, David from Fan Chat TV. We do live podcasts, radio shows, watch-alongs, a lot of different things about football, and we're planning to be big. We're not there yet, but we're planning to be really big. So we cover all teams. We're not just, one directional in terms of either Arsenal, Manchester United, or Chelsea. We cover all teams, and it's going to be a big channel soon. Trust me on this one. We're working in it. We're working on it at the moment.
Do you know what? I'm planning to be big because in Turkey, their plastic surgery, they do everything. So, as an actor, that was his bobbit where he got his thing chopped off. His missus. Anything is possible because that set his career alight. But I'm not gonna. I don't fancy chopping anything off. I just want to add to it. I just want to say hello to everyone in the comments. We've reached all the way to Australia. We've got Aussie Gooner in the house. We've got Somali Flame. Big up Somali Flame. We've got Ed Memon there. We've got Joseph. We've got Dejan CFC. Dejan, if you want to come on, my brother, I'll put the link in the comments because we're going to talk about Arsenal Chelsea as well. So I'm going to put the link in. If you want to jump on, you're very welcome to, my friend. Let me put the link in there.
Yeah, Croatia. He's from Croatia.
Come on, give us a Chelsea perspective. Let's get into it. Arsenal got Aston Villa. It's a team that we're used to slapping up, to be honest with you.
I'm going to put up the graphic for you.
True. I've got a really funny fact about Aston Villa and one of their players later, but we're going to come on to that. Igal, I'm going to let you come into this because you're the one who's researched this. So,
Mr. Statsman Igal.
I'm not going to steal the thunder.
Move Statman Dave away. Statman Igal. Anyways,
Statman Igal.
Aston Villa versus Arsenal. They haven't actually had a tight game for us the past 6 games. The last game was the closest they got, and that was a 10-man Arsenal versus Aston Villa that came back to win that game 3-2 at the Emirates. The game before that, a long time, I would think it was 3 years ago, where Arsenal beat them 4-0 at home, and they beat them 2-0 on the road. We also beat them 4-0 and 5-0 consecutively back-to-back. I think one of those games where it was a League Cup game or a FA Cup game. I forget which one it was. And we also beat them in the league 3-0 away from home. So if you look at that, it kind of makes you feel positive going into the game. The fact that we've been slapping them around season in, season out.
DJ, your English can't be that bad. Igal's from Canada. Even though they speak very good English, it's a completely different language to our English. So we got Villa coming up. Before I come into stats and wherefores and why, you know what? Before I come to David actually on his thoughts on the game, I just want to concentrate on one of Villa's danger men, and I want to ask you a couple of questions on that, David, before you give us your take on the game, and also your thoughts on Arsenal's fantastic win, the new Arsenal style, a la Jose Mourinho and his pomp.
It is very Jose Mourinho.
What you think of Mourinho Mark II? But I just want to share something with you guys. But Igal's usually good at this. I'm usually useless. But let's give it a go.
That's not fair to call it Jose Mourinho type football because that first goal was nothing like Jose Mourinho football.
Right, the first thing I want to highlight is Jack Grealish. Is he all that? Is the question, right? if we look at his appearance, I don't know how current this is. I think this is current. Otherwise, I'm going to look like Wally, right? It says he's had 68 appearances for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
He scored 8 goals, with a win rate of 15 and losses of 42. But the really alarming thing for me is, in all that time, he's only ever had 7 assists. So that's the first point. So if you guys just give me your thoughts on that before I come to the next point about Grealish.
I think Grealish can be better if he plays for a better team. Of course, Aston Villa being on the ropes this year. I think Grealish, as a talent, he is a great player. He's got good vision, good accuracy on his terms of passing. Maybe the assists are not there yet, but if he plays for, let's say, I don't know, a Chelsea, if he played maybe under Arsenal, let's say, for example, his pass accuracy would increase, his assist ratio would increase because he's that type of player. But overall, Grealish needs a better team to prosper in the Premier League. He can't do it at Aston Villa at all. That's pretty much my thoughts. I saw him against Man United when he played. I don't think he was the best of players. I think he needs a better team to play.
Good. That's valid point. I mean, everyone in the comments, give us your thoughts on Grealish as well. And would you want him at Arsenal? Apart from being a shaggy dog with knobbly knees, what the fuck does he do? Let
me tell you something, Sonny. Sonny, that's harsh, because when you think about it, besides this season where he's coming in as the main guy, when he some of those stats and some of those appearances was when he was a youngster at Aston Villa, I think 3 seasons ago. This season alone, he's gotten 7 goals in the Premier League and 6 assists. That is a decent output for a midfielder. When you think about it, he has more goals and assists than our whole midfield, I would say, in all competitions this season. And he probably has more goals and assists than all our midfielders last season in all competitions. So
we've got a Jack Grealish fan in Igao. I think he might actually go to Birmingham and buy a Jack Grealish top. You never know.
No. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying you're being harsh by criticizing by saying he's not. He may be over. He's a talisman in the Aston Villa team that needs a talisman. Arsenal are supposed to have a talisman in Ozil, who's not doing anything close to what Jack Grealish is doing.
That is true. I do.
Let's have a closer look at Jack Grealish. I also almost said Jack Wilshere there, because their style of play was actually quite similar, and both of them got bandy legs. I mean, predominantly is a attacking midfielder who drifts off to the left to do his most damage. But the most damage he does on the left is he crashes his cars into hedges and fences, and so be careful when you're on the road around Birmingham. Guys, give us your thoughts.
From obviously, I'm reading the comments as well while I go along. But Jack Grealish, of course, I think when did he start his professional senior career with Aston Villa? I think it was 2012, 2013. Yeah, 2012, 2013. So
he's only 24.
Yeah, exactly. He's only 24.
Less young pup.
Exactly. So I think a lot of players, some players.
What would you do when you was 24, David? What was you doing?
I don't know, partying. But from my opinion, I think Jack Grealish, from all his time at Aston Villa, hasn't really prospered, like I said, because he's at a lesser team than he would be, let's say, for example, Chelsea or Arsenal or Liverpool or whatever. So my thoughts are, if he differs roles. I saw the stats there. He plays sometimes on the wing. He sometimes plays in the attacking midfield. I don't think he's found his true position yet. And a lot of players, they develop mostly towards their 27, 28 years old itself.
Could be a boy band, David.
It could be a late one. You never know. It could be a late one for Jack Grealish. He could be not the best until he's like 27 and then become one of the Premier League's hottest prospects. You never know. It could be a late bloomer.
Or he could just become a Mark Noble and just be a consistent 7 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. He could become a Mark Noble. But look, there's players at Arsenal that had the same talent as well. Jack Wilshere, to name one of them. Jack Wilshere was excellent prospect when he was young. Was a really, really good player. Barcelona even really liked him when he played him against that Wenger side. So there's a lot of players that you can talk about from past to present that have the same kind of knack for passing, great vision as Jack Grealish. But let's see how he develops into next year. Depends depends where he's going.
Ozzy Gunnar says he plays a lot on the left wing. He's not really a midfielder if he's playing in that left wing role. He's almost playing in the same role as Aubameyang.
Exactly, he plays at the same role as Aubameyang.
Is he worth £100,000 a week? Because that's what he's on at the moment. He's the highest ever paid player at Aston Villa on £100,000 a week.
I think age comes into a factor, and the fact that they could sell him on for a lot of money.
You know what? I was looking at when I was trying to find out some info on him today, and I found out quite a bit of info about Jack Grealish. And Jack Grealish, I know more about you than you do, mate. Honestly, now, Man United were talking about signing him, and Villa were quoting sort of like 80 million quid for him. What do you guys in the comments and what do you guys on the panel think Jack Grealish actual worth is?
Well, considering the amount of money that a lot of players have been paid today, I think Jack Grealish could easily pass that 100,000 anyway. I mean, there's a lot of players. I mean, Özil's on 350,000 a week. You
have to factor in Scott McTominay's. I think is on 70 bags a week now.
He actually had a clause in his contract because what he was on £20,000. He went to £50,000, and he had a promotion clause in his contract which doubled his wages. So he smashed it. He had a good bit of representation now.
But then he also has a relegation clause, right?
Yeah, but he probably won't be there. I just got one more stat on Grealish. If you just bear with us a moment.
Yeah, okay. I mean, overall, he's a good player.
Mil, 40 mil.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's not he's not at all by the stretch of the imagination bad, as we call it, a bad player. But yeah, he just needs a better team. I think I read one of the comments that said he's playing well in a shit team. That's what he's doing.
Just a little trivia fact for you. Jack Grealish, the reason he rolls his socks down and he tries to play like Alan Ball. You remember the great Alan Ball used to play for Arsenal, also the manager of Portsmouth, had a very, very, very squeaky little voice, Alan Ball. That's how he used to speak. So look up Alan Ball and see if you can get it. But lovely guy. God rest his soul.
Sonny, you got any more stuff on Grealish?
Yeah, if you best bear with me, it is my show. It's called Sunny TV Arsenal. If you bear with, give me 2 minutes.
Sonny's got like a whole list of Grealish.
I don't know more about Grealish than you do. I'll tell you about what pants he's wearing the whole lot in a minute, right? Right. So the reason Jack Grealish rolls his socks down, right, is because actually he wears child-size shin pads because he thinks he can control the ball better. That is the whole reason Jack Grealish rolls his socks down, right? My last point. This is my last point. Thanks for being so patient, Miguel, with me. This is my last point on Jack Grealish, and it doesn't refer to you because you haven't got the same type of hair. But it's this. This is how silly Aston Villa fans can be. Somebody's actually wrote in. Really love this guy's hair. Can anyone tell me the measurements? I need for Jack Grealish's haircut. And should I ask the barber for which products he actually uses to keep the style, right? And somebody has only responded to the measurements of his hair and what products he uses. So if anyone wants a Jack Grealish hairstyle, that's what you need to do. Go on Google, and you can all go around looking like Jack Grealish.
Oh mate, I mean, Chad Leng just asked me on the comments here, David Forts and Danny Ceballos. I mean,
he's actually got a Jack Grealish hairstyle.
Yes, exactly. He's got a Jack Grealish hairstyle. I was about to say that.
I wish I had a Jack Grealish hairstyle.
Yeah,
I've got it on my chest.
Being a Real Madrid fan, obviously, it's a similar type of player. I mean, Danny Ceballos for Real Madrid plays more of an attacking role than he does at Arsenal. He's a bit more of a sitter than he is at Arsenal. But I think Danny Ceballos for Real Madrid, he's in that kind of same wavelength as Jack Grealish in the attacking midfield role. So from my point of view, looking at him play for obviously the Real Madrid, playing there in Spain as well. It's just it's just it's a similar type of player. He's going to get stick. He's going to get battered by a lot of the fans. But I think Jack Grealish is based around the same time of ilk as Dani Ceballos. Not there. Later on, he'll be there.
Talking about Dani Ceballos, you're a Real Madrid fan.
What's happened?
He paused.
Did he exit himself?
You paused.
There you go.
Yeah, they're saying Dani Ceballos for 22 million is a bargain.
In this transfer market in this day and era, it is.
As a Real Madrid fan, we losing him for 22 million. Do you lose any
Real Madrid's got so many. I mean, Real Madrid's system. This is Real Madrid's system. Yeah, Real Madrid have had a system for the last 6 years, which is completely different than Barcelona's. Barcelona's system is let's build the players through the youth system. Let's play them in Barcelona B side in the Segunda division of Spain, and then bring them over to play for the first team. So there's Ricky Puig there. There's a lot of different players that's going through that system. Real Madrid's system is let's loan players out to better clubs. Not better clubs than Real Madrid, of course, but let's loan players out which they can fit in. And then once they are prosperous, we can bring them back. So if Arsenal want to take Dani Ceballos, I mean, we have a load of players. I mean, Odegaard, who's playing for Sociedad now, he's looking to come back to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
so Odegaard is playing excellent in La Liga. So we have a load of players that can come back. So Dani Ceballos, I think, will be a good addition in the midfield. A deep rolling player who has great vision and also can play the ball out nicely from the back, control the tempo of the game, and really dictate the pace.
How much did you guys get him for? Was it 15 or 14 million?
Oh mate, I can't recall at the moment. But it was something ludicrously cheap like that. Well, to Real Madrid is cheap, if you know what I mean. If we're looking to buy Mbappe for 250, 300 million, then anything is cheap to Real Madrid, to be honest.
Can I just say, Arsenal really lost his YouTube channel recently. He put a lot of work into it to build it up to, I think it was on something like 3,500 subs when he lost his channel. He's opened a new channel called Arsenal Realist TV. So go and give him a follow, go and sub to him, and get him back doing what he's doing. Yeah,
Sonny, getting back to Dani Ceballos, 22 million. Are you buying him?
We haven't finished. I'll take him all day long, Miguel. I'll take him all day long. I'll pay for his family to come over. I'll make him more comfortable. I'll buy him a dog. I'll get him a car. Whatever it needs to be to secure Dani Ceballos, I'll take. I think it's been a revelation.
He was one of the most underrated players during that FA Cup semi-final.
I thought it was exceptional.
Exceptional. He controlled the ball well. He was looking for outlets. He was the man in the middle of the park. You don't realize about these players. They talk about your Pirlos. They talk about your Xavi, your Iniesta, different types of players of that level. Obviously, Dani Ceballos is not at that level yet. But let's see with a couple of years. I mean, he's got more work rate than Özil. You can see already from the very first years he's playing for Arsenal. He's got much more work rate than Özil. And Arteta, because of his multilingual skills, mate, he can shout orders to everybody. He's excellent on the touchline. I love Arteta on the touchline.
He go like one of them African runners, Somalian long distance runners who run in the Olympics, right? And they take everyone. He's jumped the gun this time. It's jumped the gun because we still haven't finished the Aston Villa preview, and that's why we're here. Right? Yeah. I know we've got a lot of content to go through.
No,
right?
I know. It was good to sneak in Dani Ceballos before we got onto the Aston Villa thing.
But please, everyone in the comments, please give me your. We're playing away, like Giroud did a few years ago, didn't he? Giroud played away, didn't he? A few years ago, he got caught. Lacazette did. So we're playing away. So give us your score predictions on what the Arsenal Villa game could be. Because I think our next two games are easily winnable games, and we could actually overtake Tottenham as well, right? I'll
let Eagle go first.
Before we go on to scores, the only other player worth mentioning at Aston Villa is Tyrone Mings.
Yes,
right. Your thoughts on Tyrone Mings, guys? Because why isn't Tyrone Mings 6'5"? He initially went to Villa from Bournemouth on loan, and then Villa. He only joined in 2019, and then Villa obviously bought him for 20 million. Left-footed centre back, is that left-footed centre back that we could actually have, or can't he pass the ball?
I think he makes too many mistakes, mate. If you actually watch Villa's games, which I've watched a lot of these games because I had nothing to do better, but I was watching these games, and whenever Villa play, you tend to see a lot of errors from Tyrone Mings. Even though he's their best leader, you'd say, he's very error-prone. And at Arsenal, a big club like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, if you go to these clubs, you get these kind of errors on big games, you get crucified. And if you cannot mentally handle this situation at Aston Villa and you get crucified at Aston Villa, what's going to happen to you when you come to Arsenal and you make big mistakes? Not everyone's David Luiz and can take it on the chest like David Luiz did and rebound, because this guy, he has so many big errors. I can just think of the Leicester game, the last game of the season, the big mistakes he made to concede. And throughout the whole season, he's been doing that. So to me, he's too error prone, and we're going to just crucify him like we do David Luiz and Mustafi. We need somebody who's more.
Do you know what I liken that to? I don't know what I like. I liken that to Miss Daisy driving around on a Sunday, on in Brands Hatch in a little Ford Fiesta. And you've got Lewis Hamilton and everyone else, vroom, vroom, driving past them, right? When you got the red arrows and everybody else flying at the Villa defence, how do you not expect this guy to make a mistake?
It's true. I mean, Tyrone Mings. I mean, he's a bit. I don't know if he's past it. Yeah, I mean, he's 27 years old now. Tyrone Mings.
Yeah, he's not a kid.
Yeah, I don't think he's at that level to be playing at Arsenal. I mean, David Luiz and Mustafi were absolutely praised at the FA Cup semi-final against Man City. Their work rate was incredible. Their play style was incredible.
And they've got to do it every game now, haven't they?
Exactly. They've got to do it every game. Tyrone Mings, maybe as a backup, I don't think he could get first-team football. I think he should be, as Arsenal Football Club, the Arsenal, you should be looking at players like Koulibaly. You should be looking at players that have got pedigree in defence. Not just
Don't be too excited, man.
Not anybody. You should be looking at big defenders and splash out big, like Liverpool splashed out for Van Dijk. That's the kind of level. If Klopp comes in and splashes out big on one centre back, then you should be doing the same. It's Arsenal we're talking about here.
GG, big up. I say GG, right? Back in the day, bruv, I used to be better than Grealish. I don't care what anyone used to say.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, how much would Koulibaly go for? Yeah, I mean, going back to
he's very heavily linked with Man City, though, Koulibaly, isn't he?
Exactly, that's the thing. Is Pep's coaching pedigree more of an attraction than Arteta at the moment in Arsenal? Depends. I think Arteta winning the FA Cup, and even if they obviously you get into Europa League if you win the FA Cup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You get to Europa League. So
I would rather got into the Cup Winners' Cup, though, mate.
Yeah, I know. I love the old Cup Winners' Cup, mate. That was a lovely trophy to win. That
we kicked Spurs out. If Spurs finish 7th and we win, Spurs finish 7th. Yeah, if Spurs finish 7th and we win the FA Cup, Spurs are out of the Europa League and they're just Premier League football next year.
I mean, I previously said on Tyrone Mings, I'd rather have. David, you should remember this, mate. Remember Flash Gordon? I'd rather have Emperor Mings.
Well, speaking of Cup Winners' Cup, you won it in '94, so it's you need some of those kind of defenders back. But I know. Let's talk about Arsenal. I think the Arsenal.
No,
needs
we didn't. We've never won the Cup Winners' Cup.
No, you won the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup.
No, we didn't.
We did.
93, mate, against Parma, bro.
When first cup? No,
93 against Parma.
Yeah, Cup Winners' Cup. Yeah, of course it was.
It was, mate. You won the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah,
I remember a video last time. I remember a video. I forgot what channel it was.
Brolin. Do you remember them?
I don't know which channel it was on YouTube,
right?
but
penalty.
I don't remember which channel it was, but they said Arsenal never won a European trophy, and I said they have. They won the Cup Winners' Cup in '94, mate.
Yeah, and we won 71.
That was George Graham, though. It wasn't Arsene Wenger.
And we won 71 too. but they don't count that.
That was a solid team, mate.
Big up yourself, Aris Hussein, because Aris Hussein is a Man City fan. Aris Hussein, you're up against Real Madrid, but I can't be too kind to you because my friend down there I think you're a Real Madrid supporter.
I am a Real Madrid fan, yeah.
And I can't have him spitting and shouting on the stream. We're gonna get kicked off the channel.
Don't worry, man. We won La Liga. Guys, we're happy already.
Guys, I'm gonna show you guys what they're gonna predict as the lineups because I love my whoscores.com.
No, you love your predictions, mate. You love your predicted lineups.
I basically give them free advertisement every stream.
Well, whoscores.com is the same as Adult Works, isn't it?
What?
Whoscores.com you have to pay for that, didn't you?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Everyone scores. If you got that 60 quid in your pocket, everyone scores.
Adult Works.
Okay. So let's get back to the game, guys. Let's get back to the game. Arsenal have beaten Aston Villa in 6 of their last appearances. Villa are in a bad run of form with only 2 draws and 1 win out of their last 6 games, where Arsenal have actually 4 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss, and that only loss being against Tottenham. So you could actually say we could have won all 6 of our last games. We have a guy in goal who's a man mountain who I think actually has taken this number 1 spot from Leno.
Yes, definitely.
And there is no way he is giving that up. He has waited 10 years for this moment, and he's not giving that up at all. We have a guy named Tierney, who by next season, people will be saying possibly one of the best left backs in the league. I know it's a little early, and then Xhaka, the redemption story. Mustafi, the redemption story. David Luiz, the redemption story. You got Reece Nelson, who has been slated by Sonny on numerous occasions, getting a goal against Liverpool, and also making Virgil van Dijk, one of the best players in the league, give up the ball in the middle of his box. Let's talk about this, guys. Are Arsenal just on a hot streak, or are we getting gassed?
I don't know, mate. I don't know, honestly. I don't know. Arsenal.
Who are we talking about?
What?
Who are we talking about?
I'm just talking about the Arsenal side of this story. We'll get to Aston Villa again, but Arsenal have been on a good run of form, Sonny. What do you think?
Have we really been on a good run of form, really, though?
I mean, we've won 4 of our last 6 games.
Look, the game against Liverpool was dog shit, really, when you think about it, right? But the Man City game was as good as it could get for Arsenal. I don't think they could have done any more. It was as good as it gets.
Yeah, I think Arsenal's performance against Man City itself, I think it's one of the best performances I've seen in recent years, mate, from Arsenal, by far.
But let's not get it twisted, right? Arsenal should be able to perform with Man City anyway, right? Because if you're top, I know we're not a top 6 club, but we're considered a top 6 club, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
By us, but we are. We still consider ourselves a top 6 club anyway. Nobody else does, but we do, right? We should be able to go to Man City home and away and at least give them a game, and that's what we haven't done for ages. We haven't even given a game. I mean, the question I asked after that game was how do we perform against a team who sits back on us? We can't play the same way.
No, exactly.
And is that defensive frailty and the midfield frailty covering the defense still there?
I was going to say that. I'll let you go. You go first, yeah.
I was going to say something. If you go back to the Spurs game, you actually watch that game. We were dominant at Spurs. We watched that game thoroughly. We had majority of the possession. We were the aggressors. We brought it on to them. We did not score. We did not score from what do you call it? Errors. I would say Lacazette's goal was a wonder goal, but
it was
consistent. If you watch the performances from the last couple games, all of them you've had standout moments where you can say, attacking wise, we've done our job. Against Leicester, that goal was a beautiful goal, a team goal. Dani Ceballos splitting the lines to Saka passing it to Aubameyang. Pepe's goal, that was 18 passes before it got to Aubameyang for that goal. The majority of those passes were in the back.
It was 17 actually. Don't over it. We're going to do Chinese whispers, so this should be 30.
I'm getting my stats. I don't know where you're getting your stats, but it was 18 passes to get to Aubameyang on the far post, and Pepe's cross was beautiful. Even when you go back to the goals that we were scoring against, if you go as far back as before lockdown, the Newcastle game, we've had performances where you can say this team stepped up. We beat both Newcastle and Norwich 4-0. So don't think Arteta has just been playing defensive. He's had 2 games where he's won by 4-0. Emery, his whole career, never won 4-0 with Arsenal.
I honestly think that when you play a team that sits back, you do find it difficult. I saw that's typical Arsenal style where they just kept on playing sideways against Tottenham.
And we lack in transition against the team who sit back as well, who break on us.
Exactly. You do lack in transition, but I think you should basically go typically old school Mourinho. You called it earlier in the Sunny, and just play this style of football, this 3-4-3, and hit teams on the break. If you have Aubameyang running against backlines, backlines are going to have problems.
Mate, that was Mourinho with Robin and Duff, right?
Yeah,
and it was also Atletico Madrid at their best.
It is Atletico Madrid at their best.
It was 100% Atletico Madrid. And I'll tell you something. When we was looking for a manager before Emery, I categorically didn't want Simeone, right? I know we're digressing slightly because I didn't want the style of play that Atletico Madrid played, right? But you know what? I enjoyed that. That, especially when we went 1-0 up. I did enjoy that, I must admit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't celebrate the first goal.
It does put you on the edge of your seat, though. Trust me,
it does. Yeah.
It does. But that's the thrill of it at the end of the day. That's the thrill of it. And I think that blockade, I mean, when you're playing with a 3-4 and then Lacazette sits in literally as a CDM, it's crazy to watch when you see Man City trying to break you down.
I couldn't recognise Arsenal because Arsenal can't defend.
Yeah.
Arsenal cannot defend for toffee, right? And I didn't recognise the fact that their structure. They're actually parking their cars in the car park properly now. They were parking diagonal before, they're parking all over the place. But now everything has got structure to it. They go home. They're all like OCD.
But we bullied them. When you really think about it, Man City are a diminutive team. No offense to them. Yes, they're very talented and they have a lot of talented teams. But they're not that. They don't have a lot of big presences in the team besides Laporte. Yeah. So when it comes to at some points, it would almost seem like they were just trying to hoof the ball into the box. Like when I play football and guys did that, we would call it inshallah crosses. You just cross it in and say inshallah, it goes to a guy's head.
Hopefully it will go.
You know what Man City like one thing, right? They didn't have a Giroud, and they didn't have that Chelsea got who you bring on the last few minutes. They didn't have a Tammy Abraham. They didn't have a Edin Dzeko.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't have a plan B. And the trouble is, with the way Man City played and the way Arsene Wenger used to play, this Barcelona style tiki-taka football, if you don't play at your best and it's not happening, you're fucked.
Exactly. Yeah. It's 100%. It's 100% like that. I mean, Guardiola, with his Barcelona, I think that's the best team I've ever seen in the last 20 years. His Barcelona 2009 winning side is probably the best passing football team I've ever seen.
How dare you come on and not say it's Invincibles?
Big up to your team, the best defensive Real Madrid team I've ever seen in a long time.
It is. But going to Arsenal, also when you look at that match and you look at you mentioned Martinez earlier, and Martinez has been at Arsenal since 2012. He's been on a string of loans.
10 years. He's had 30 appearances for Arsenal.
Exactly. He was on the youth team of Arsenal as well, I think, for about 2 years. So when you look at Martinez and when he was called upon to make saves, you can't just laser shots at Martinez for the whole game. He only had 2-3 important saves to make, and the rest of the match was kind of gift wrapped with Aubameyang counter-attacking Man City. But I think against Aston Villa, going back to the subject, they're going to sit back. How you're going to break them down is by using width. You can't call Aston Villa on you. It's not the type of team that will come onto you that much, and then you can counter-attack them. Yeah. You have to use your width. You have to use the likes of Pepe if he's playing. I'm not sure this predicted lineup is looking like it's going.
Would you call that guy with the skeleton key what unlocks every door at Mesut Ozil?
Well, he used to be at Real Madrid, not anymore.
You know that guy who stole the skeleton key who unlocks everything.
He used to be.
Mentioning Ozil is like a drinking game. Every time he gets mentioned, someone should take a shot or something. But hey, I'll drink my water. What do you call it?
You had him. You had him for 1 season. You had him for 1 season where you played
excellently. No, we had him for 2. I would say 2015, 2000.
You know what? When Sanchez left, it took Ozil's spirit with him.
Yeah,
100%.
He looked around him and saw nothing.
And
That's
What do you guys call it?
And the thing is, he left us fucking Atom and Humber's shit. That's what they left us.
Guys,
But this
there's a lot of
predicted
comments.
lineup, so Socrates is expected to come back. Holding Kolasinac. Why are they playing this for preparation of the FA Cup? Or
who scores? Sometimes they just.
This is
do
a very
of,
random squad. I would
a
never
lot of
bank on
rotation
Arsenal
for no
to
reason.
pick this. I would say they need to go for their stronger squad so they can get a bit of momentum going into the FA Cup final.
Okay, so let's go pick our squad then. That's what we'll do. We'll pick our squad right now.
Well, Martinez is an obvious choice.
1 second. I'm gonna get the squad reader out there. So
okay.
we're gonna play the 3-4-3.
Yep.
Right.
And when we do talk about Martinez, Somali Flame made a very good comment. He said Somali Flame's a Chelsea fan, right? And he said he'd rather have Martinez, who didn't cost Arsenal nothing. You know, he come straight from school in Spain, and basically it now is arguably could be Arsenal's #1 goalkeeper, right?
He was.
And he never cost 72 million quid, or whatever Chelsea paid, 74 million, 76 million, whatever they paid for Kepa. I mean, I thought they bought a Kepa, never mind a Kepa.
Yeah, and obviously, when Martinez made that save against Mahrez's shot to his bottom left,
so big man got them well.
Big man got them well. I think Leno would have probably maybe palmed that away outside or maybe into trouble again. He actually grabbed it with one hand, which is a lot of keepers. Either favour. I mean, Buffon always used to favour palming balls away, same as Casillas. Great keepers. He's a very solid keeper. I must say.
We've seen what David De Gea did.
Martinez catches everything. Martinez catches, he dived, he caught Corona, he bounced it 3 times and kicked it. You know, he catches everything, the geezer.
That's it.
Okay, so we know there's a couple of guys. I feel like the spine is now David Luiz, Xhaka, Martinez, and that's the spine with Aubameyang.
Yeah, but that spine's got a bad back, didn't you? Let's not get too carried away. That spine has got a bad back. You know, that's got a bit of arthritis in there still, right?
But this is the center of the team that everything's built around.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, I do. I think Ceballos is the main one in the middle with Xhaka as well. I don't think
Ceballos going to play though.
I think he would be.
I don't know. I think there might be rotation in this game. I generally, every time I've sensed rotation, first of all, one thing we do know 100% that's going to happen, Bellerin is not starting. This game, we're going to see, what do you call it, Cedric get in. Where's Cedric?
But why the rotation just, so far away from the FA Cup final?
No, Bellerin and Cedric have been rotated consistently. What's going to happen with Ceballos is Ceballos has played a lot of minutes. What he's going to do is he's going to start Torreira and he's going to take him off at the 60th minute mark because Torreira has not been consistent. He would rather have Dani Ceballos healthy and ready to go for the remaining 2 games of the season.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, I would pick Ceballos anyway. I probably wouldn't go full strength. I probably wouldn't put Pepe on the right. I'll probably put Saka on the right myself, but
I think Saka is going to play. What do you call it?
What, left back?
I think Nelson or Eddie, one of them are going to play. If you were going to put your money on it, Sonny, who would you think is going to play? Eddie Nketiah coming back from a suspension, or Reece Nelson after scoring against Liverpool?
To be honest, I wouldn't drop Lacazette because, to be honest, he hasn't played for Arsenal all year because he's been that shit, right? And now he's found a bit of form. I'd keep him in there. To be honest with you.
Okay, so Pepe is getting dropped for Nelson.
Yeah. You know what? Apart from that ball that Pepe played, he didn't do a lot. To be honest with you. Let's not overgas him. You know.
I was actually surprised on the FA Cup that Arteta actually made really, really good changes as well. It wasn't like some random changes. He actually made really good changes. He bringing on Torreira. He's bringing on.
Well, I don't know. When he brought on Joe Willett, apart from running up and down, what did he? Was he actually doing?
No, because I think he brought him just for fitness purposes towards the end. He's just gonna trouble Man City in terms of kind of fitness. I think that's why he brought him on. Torreira was a good change. It's good to give Torreira some legs to run in the middle a bit. I think Torreira is a really class CDM.
Yeah. Not for Arsenal. I don't think he fits into. I don't think he fits into Arsenal. If you would have stuck him into Atletico Madrid, or you would have stuck him into a proper team who defends, Uruguay is exceptional. But I'll tell you something. The one person who's plugging all the holes was Granit Xhaka. You know?
Yeah, Xhaka was great.
It was
Xhaka
immense that game.
Yeah, Xhaka was moving.
He was our man of the match on our radio show. Xhaka.
Yo, guys, so we have 3 positions left. We've agreed on everything else. Cedric is coming in. Nelson, Lacazette, Aubameyang up top.
It's not necessarily Cedric, though, is it, either? You could have Maitland-Niles there.
No, but Maitland-Niles, the reason why he played on the left-hand side, you guys know he was basically man-marking Mahrez, which was an amazing tactical decision from Arteta, because he knows Mahrez likes to come onto his strong right foot. So to have a right-footed defender to take on Mahrez on the left-hand side was a good tactical decision, I think. What do you guys think?
Well, personally, I think whoever they put out, they should brush Aston Villa aside.
What, on the right-hand side, you mean? With on the right-hand side of... Yeah, exactly. So, I think that Maitland-Niles decision was great. I mean, well, Tierney was playing as a centre-back, so it's a bit of a weird one. I wouldn't put... mate, I'm not...
him or Kolasinac.
I'll change the system, to be honest with you. We don't need to have 5 at the back playing against Aston Villa.
No, but Sonny, the whole reason we play that way is because it brings balance to our midfield.
No. You got to pick your team and formation depending on who you're playing.
I know, but David Luiz doesn't play good in a 4.
Don't play him then.
I don't know what the guys in the comments will say about that, but 3-4-3 or would you play your classical kind of like a 4-2-3-1?
I'll play an attacking formation. I would not play a 3-5-2 against Aston Villa. All you're doing, they're going to sit back. What's the point? What's the point of having 3 central defenders? One of them there kicking his ass. What's the point?
No, because David Luiz's passing range, he's almost like a midfielder.
Pass it to what? Who are they going to pass it to? They're not Man City, because Man City hold a high line. Aston Villa are going to drop deep. David Luiz won't have a pass to make.
Okay, so you're changing the whole formation. Okay.
100%. I'll definitely change it. Well, I mean, guys in the comments, what do you guys think? I mean, just because it works against one team, it don't mean it's going to work against every team in the league.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going
you need.
4.
I think you need to have some contingency plan. But
okay,
saying
so this is what I'm doing though.
Let David finish his point again.
Saying that, Man United, when they changed up their system to play Chelsea, they were absolutely rubbish.
Well, it doesn't help though when their goalkeeper's got butterfingers, does it?
It's true.
Sonny, this is my idea. You play Saka here, and when we're attacking, he can take the cam roll, and you can have a flat back 4. But when we're defending, it can turn back into the 3-4-3.
Look, the way to beat Aston Villa is simple, right? It's simple.
Just attack.
Just attack, right? Is one. Even though they're going to need their best crosses of the ball playing, they're not going to get no joy if they cross anything into the box, because Tyrone Mings is going to eat it up, right? Because we're shit in the air as well, right?
That's true.
So the only way to beat Aston Villa is to have nimble people, and the only way we're going to get to them is going to be a Man City problem. They have to get down to them through the middle, and that's going to the sides, switching it quickly each side, moving them around, and hitting that little killer football. That's the way to beat them.
Okay, so Sonny,
Mikel Arteta, don't do £6 million a year. I'll do it for 2.
Sonny, what do you think about this team?
I would go for that.
This team can rotate from a 3-4-3 to a back 4 with a 2 holding Saka as a cam and a 3 up front.
You got a super chat, I think.
Yeah. You know what? When Zane's in the building, we know we're going to eat. Zane, big up yourself, my brother. Thanks very much for your donation. Sonny, I think Martinez should replace Leno down the line. Mate, I'd replace him now. Give the jersey to the man in form.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, if you look at Arsenal from past years as well, I mean, when they had their number 1, they had, your Seamans, your Laymans. This guy looks like a natural number 1. Leno does as well, I'm not going to lie. But I think this guy he's got height, he's got physical presence. A lot of people coming up against him, he's similar like Courtois, like Czech, makes himself look big. When a person's on a one-on-one, it's difficult to score against Martinez.
Yeah,
Leno, because he's smaller size, it's easier to score. Leno's a good shot stopper. He's similar to like a Casillas, for example. He's similar to someone small, like, for example, a Keylor Navas or shorter kind of keeper. But for big size, purely for one-on-one stopping, and Arsenal face that a lot. I think Martinez, especially from crosses as well, big commanding keeper like that in a corner is going to do you wonders.
Yeah. You know what? He commands his box really well.
He does. He does.
He really does.
He does.
Yeah.
Very,
I
very,
don't
very,
think
very
anyone
competent
can
keeper.
complain about him. But you know, one guy that people complain about that I don't understand, Aubameyang playing on the left. A lot of people complain about it, but Aubameyang seems to be now convinced that Arteta's the man, and he thinks he's going to actually sign the contract. He might sign the thing, and next thing you know, people are going to be saying Arteta's the man because he got Aubameyang signed down. He's convinced him. And not only has he convinced him, but he possibly could be convincing more players.
It's gone, mate. It's gone, mate. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
What, Aubameyang? No, I don't think so.
You know what?
I don't think so.
He's already packed up his furniture. He's sleeping on a duvet in the front room. He's gone, mate. He's gone.
Where is he going though, Sonny? You're not answering that.
I don't know, but he's gone. You know,
I mean, the only team that he could physically fit into with his playing style is Barcelona, I would think.
If you was Aubameyang, right, David, right? You know, it's your last contract. Don't you want to be in the Champions League? That guy's been robbed of the Champions League for the whole of his career, more or less. Because Dortmund weren't there, more or less, when he was at Dortmund.
Well, to be honest, I think Oba needs stability, and he needs to be the main figurehead of a team. If he goes to Barcelona, he's not going to be the main figurehead of the team.
If you walk around with pink shoes, if you're wearing pink glittery shoes, you're in your head, you're the main figurehead. You know, it doesn't matter where you are. Yeah, they just come out with super chat. Zane, big up. Well, thank you.
Real Madrid. I mean, Benzema's coming to the end of his career. Real Madrid may go for a magical big, but I think they want Mbappe in next year, so they're saving their money. You're looking at PSG, maybe PSG. There's a lot of players who are run down there. Italy. Juventus, maybe Higuain to replace Higuain down the middle. There's a lot of different clubs that he could go to that have Champions League pedigree, that have Champions League credentials.
I just got to read out a super chat. They saying, Sonny, if Arteta came when Wenger left, I think we would have made Champions League as he had brought a winning mentality back. I think so as well, but Arteta in his own admission said he wasn't ready, but I think he was ready. One season don't really make that much of a difference.
Let me make the case why Aubameyang is going to stay. I personally think the London factor, the fact that he wants to live in London, the fact that he also wants a home and he wants to be affiliated with a club, because realistically he could actually go down and being affiliated as Arsenal great if he stays and we do.
Does he give a shit? Does he really give a shit?
Yes, he does.
No, he don't.
I've seen,
he won't put in Holloway Road, Gal.
Aubameyang is the kind of guy who at the end of his career wants stability, and if Arsenal can offer him money, in addition to a consistent role of being a mentor type player to the young people that are growing up, and he can see where we're going with Arteta, I generally believe that he wants to stay. And if we do win the FA Cup, it will only be icing on the cake, and he will stay. Not only because we won the FA Cup, but because we will have Europa League next year, and he will be bought into the plans for the future.
Bullshit. Right. Basically, Aubameyang was playing FIFA with his granddad, right? And his granddad was always Real Madrid. And he said to his granddad, "Granddad, I want to be Real one day. I want to be Real Madrid one day." And
everybody wants to go to Real Madrid, though.
Granddad said, "Wait for FIFA 2021, Aubameyang. There's no way Aubameyang is staying at Arsenal. No chance in hell."
No, but Sonny, you have to understand. His market actually went down. Lautaro Martinez is going to.
He don't care about his market. He cares about what he gets in his pocket. If he stays next year, guaranteed he's leaving on the free. Guaranteed. He's going to get his £10 million sign on fee. He's going to buy another £1 million car, and he won't even have to ship his silver one over there. He's gone, mate. He's gone.
I generally believe he's going to stay
and play with who? Play with who? Joe Willett.
Tiebreaker, David. Tiebreaker. Who? What do you think is going to happen?
For Aubameyang, I'm not sure where he could go to. Like I said, there are a host of different teams across the world that are looking for that kind of player. And I'm not sure if he's at. Is he at really? Is he peak now? Do you think, Aubameyang?
No, I think he can consistently be an option. The same way Dennis Bergkamp was an option even when he was 35. He was done, but he was still an option that helped us out when in the big games.
But you realise that a lot of teams, especially when the transfer market is just coming up after the season ends, that a lot of teams really announce kind of, you hear rumours going around, oh, this team, this team, this team. Aubameyang hasn't had any rumours at all that much. He's had rumours that he will leave Arsenal, but no team is announcing their want for Aubameyang yet.
He's going to go. He's going to go on a free, mate. He's going to go on a free next year.
Mate, if he goes for a free, I'll take him to Real Madrid.
Yeah, Zane's saying, where can Uber 5 supporters like Sonny if he leaves? That's probably why he's leaving.
Big up Zayn, wallahi. That guy's a real one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough about Aubameyang now. Let's move on to the next topic. The other story that just doesn't go away when it comes with Arsenal.
Thomas Partey. This guy, mate. I love him to bits, mate. I think he's one of the hottest prospects in the world football at the moment for CDM role.
Okay, tell us more, man.
You've got to read that, Zane, thanks, bro.
So Atletico Madrid, obviously. Sorry, mate. You read your super chat. Sorry.
Basically, Zane's saying United might buy him. You know what? And Arsenal are the club that they're selling for the highest bidder.
They would sell it. They would sell Aubameyang to look at Van Persie.
Arsenal will sell their mother. Arsenal sell their auntie.
Listen,
Arsenal sell the cousins. Arsenal sell whoever.
No, Arteta said he would not do that, and I believe him.
Arteta's got no say in the matter, mate. No say at all.
No, it's
Bro,
the board. It's the board.
He has the number of the Cronkies. He said I can call them whenever I want.
It's the board who decides, and Van Persie number 2, maybe. You never know.
No.
You never know.
No, it's not happening, guys. Let's keep it moving.
Assembled has just said, Agawi, if Aubameyang stays, he'll become a waste man. Sonny, you're completely right. If he stays, I'll be worried. You know what? There's no guarantee. Denny Bergkamp's gone. That day's done, mate. That's 15 years ago, mate. 16 years ago, it's finished. Right? It's not. Listen. If Aubameyang stays, there's no guarantee with a poor Arsenal, if we don't improve, that he's going to get that many goals next season.
It's he's beat Henry's record, isn't it, to 50 already? So there's the thing. But you talked about Bergkamp, Eagle, but look at the top quality of players he had around him as well. Bergkamp. I mean, that team was a different kettle of fish, completely different kettle of fish. That could be a Champions League winning side. Yeah. That would have been a Champions League winning. It should have been. Yeah. So it's a different kettle of fish. I mean, Oba. He would fit into Man United well. I think Man United probably looking to not get rid of Rashford, but resign him to the bench. I think Aubameyang will fit into the role nicely at Man United.
You're a Real Madrid fan, right, David? Right? You watch more than I do. I mean, I only watch Jenny Liz Resolute. I don't watch Real Madrid. I just watch her.
Yeah.
If Benzema come the other way, right? Say they didn't give us. Jovic, and they gave us Benzema. Can Benzema do a job at Arsenal? Or would it be a lamppost like Giroud?
Would it be? I don't think it'd be a lamppost like Giroud. I think Benzema's quite physical. He suits Arsenal's style, but he's past the Benzema at the moment. I mean, the amount of scores he scored this season, I categorically say he's not past it. But if he goes to Arsenal with the physicality of the Premier League, it's a bit different. Can he do a job? Yes. Is he going to become another Higuain? Possibly. Yeah. Higuain to Chelsea, exactly the same thing.
He was the player of the season for in my opinion, in La Liga this season. Forget about Messi. Messi does it every year.
Again, I've got to read that super chat from Zane, because this is turning to Zane's channel. I've got to rename the channel Zane TV, Zane Arsenal. Sonny, do you think it's unfair some supporters have a grudge against Van Persie, left to join United, as he wanted to win trophies, and who can blame him? Arsenal never offered him a contract. Arsenal took the money. I don't blame Van Persie at all. What I do blame Arsenal for was the 10 years they kept him where he was injured, and the 2 years he did have, we only had 1 year of him.
Is it fair to say Van Persie is easily the third best striker Arsenal ever had?
Who?
Van Persie.
No, that's sadly by all, wasn't it? No, not really.
Third best striker Arsenal's ever had, Van Persie.
After
Ian Wright, Henry.
Yep, after Van Persie.
Do you know what? I'll go Henry. I'll go Henry, Aubameyang, Bergkamp, Wright, and then that's it really. Calvin Arsenal, big up yourself, my brother. Would you keep Aubameyang? No brainer.
You would put Aubameyang's better than Ian Wright?
I wouldn't say so. No, not for Arsenal. Ian Wright is Mr. Arsenal. He's Mr. Arsenal, Ian Wright.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He went to West Ham afterwards. He went to Celtic as well. To be honest with you, right? To be honest with you, Aubameyang, for the games he's played, for the goals he's scored, you got to put him above Ian Wright.
Okay.
You have to. You have to.
Okay. Aubameyang better than Ian Wright.
Ian Wright would feel ashamed. Ian Wright would feel ashamed to go up to Aubameyang and say, you know what, I'm a better striker than you. No, I'm not having it.
I would put Henry and Bergkamp number 1 and 2. To be honest, mate.
Okay, guys.
Bergkamp was naturally talented. That's a different topic. I mean, we were talking about Thomas Partey when we went to Arsenal's history.
Listen, for killer instinct, mate. For killer instinct, if you're gonna go and you want to chop up zombies, I'll take Aubameyang with me. It is that geezer's a killer.
Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about two stories. Mate. We're gonna talk about 2 stories in one. Okay. First, we're gonna talk about Thomas Partey, and then we're gonna jump to another story in Spain.
Okay. Thomas Partey, let me tell you about this guy. He's tall, he's physical, he reads the ball really well for Atletico Madrid. He's that kind of player. If I don't know, Kante was tall, it will be him, but not to that level yet. Let's put it at that yet. He is an excellent prospect. And Thomas Partey himself for Atletico Madrid has been the main linchpin in that midfield for Diego Simeone. He's 27. He's in his prime of the career. So I think he'd be a good fit. But will Xhaka find it offensive if you get Thomas Partey?
Xhaka would be amazing next to him.
I'm going to ask you a question about Thomas Partey, right? I just want to read out Zane's super chat. Sonny, we'll get Ian Wright on the channel. If Ian Wright ever came on the channel, brother, I'll be gassed because he's a South London boy like me.
I'll be gassed, mate. I'll come on that straight away, mate.
South London boy like me. And
I think you need to drop some money on that.
Ian Wright's missing out by not coming on the channel.
I've seen Kevin Campbell today. He's doing big things on Yahoo. Kevin
Campbell's top bloke.
What
I wanted to ask you, who's the better player, right? Ndombele or Partey?
Thomas Partey.
Okay.
By far. Ndombele, he's good. Not going to deny that. He's a good player. I think, let's put it this way. Thomas Partey is literally Musa Sissoko, if just miles better. That's what it is. That's what Thomas Partey reminds me of.
Kieran Trippier said Musa Sissoko is the best player he ever played with, but he said Thomas Partey is second. No.
Scratch Kieran Trippier, mate.
Kieran Trippier,
scratch him.
Assembled. We're gonna have a little debate about this. We're gonna have a little show about this. The best strike for Arsenal, and because Anelka would have been out there, but he just weren't there long enough, was he?
No, he wasn't. One season.
No,
right?
he wasn't.
Anelka is a Premier League. Like, dare I say it? He's a Premier League whore. He's played for every club. He's played for Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, everybody except for Spurs and United.
You know what? Remember, he could have went to Real Madrid at any time in his career, and he would have been. Real Madrid would have wanted him. He went far too early. Arnie, no way, bruv. Giroud's no way near Van Persie's class, bruv. No way.
See the idea, Sonny, to get the top 3 strikers of all time, top 5 strikers of all time in Arsenal. Yeah. It works, doesn't it?
I wonder who mentioned that today.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, the idea to do that for every position will be great, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I was thinking you need to do a show on the Ballon d'Or getting cancelled.
Just want to shout out for everyone who's full supporting Arsenal Readers. Go subscribe to Arsenal Readers TV if you want to follow his channel. You know, I've got no problems with the geezer.
So yeah, Thomas Partey, going back to him, I think he would fit it well, the system. I think he would need to replace Xhaka, if I'm honest. He can't play with Xhaka because Xhaka for Switzerland plays a bit more advanced role. Yeah. He does play a bit more advanced role. He's a bit more creative for Switzerland. But Thomas Partey, you need a proper centre defensive midfielder. He's that guy.
Is he box to box, Thomas Partey?
He's kind of box to box, yeah.
Is he Vieira-esque?
Xhaka could do
nowhere near.
Xhaka could do the trigger. He could sweep up, can't he?
Yeah, he can sweep up, yeah. But I think Thomas Partey, you mentioned Vieira, nowhere near that caliber. But, you know, there's not many players that I would put anywhere near Vieira in that kind of area.
Zane, sorry, Dave, to cut you off. Zane, if Arsenal beat Chelsea in the final, I'll do a Turkish dance and I'll also burst into song like Pavarotti, bruv.
Yo, what if Zayn dropped some dollars right now? Would you go crazy?
No, because I'm not hot.
Okay.
But yeah, nowhere near Vieira, Igor, mate. Nowhere near.
Okay, Sonny, I honestly think Thomas Partey, you know how people keep talking about get Decore. If we get Thomas Partey, he's like Decore on steroids. Because he could do everything Decore does, but I would say he's a lot more classy. Because he's played against teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid. He's played in the Champions League on numerous occasions, and he's been a stand-up performer. And to me, this is the kind of midfielder that can transform your team. The same way a Bruno can transform Real Madrid. I mean, Bruno's transforming thing. What we need is defensive solidity. We've always had goals. This guy offers defensive solidity with the opportunity to help connect the defense in the midfield. And to me, Thomas Partey's touches and ability to let the ball stick in the midfield is what we're asking our attackers to come and help do. If we already have that in the midfield, we won't have Lacazette in the midfield because he'll be higher up in the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, Decore, you mentioned Decore, another great example of similar type of midfield. He's not so much defensive-wise as Thomas Partey, but similar type of player. I do agree. But Thomas Partey suits more of the stature of Arsenal rather than Decore. Decore ever plays for Watford. I mean, be my guest. I mean, it's Atletico Madrid versus Watford. Who would you rather spend big money on? Would you rather get second fiddle, or would you get somebody else? I mean, you got Xhaka over Kante, remember? So that's a different story, isn't it?
Osman Ali, you might be one of my Turkish brothers, brother, but you could be quite a few things. But
Somali.
If you are merhaba, but you're Somalian, what's Somalian for hello?
Salam alaikum.
Oh yeah, cool. Salam alaikum. But basically, you know what? What a good analogy this is, right? Thomas Partey is Essien Part 2.
That's exactly it.
What a machine that geezer was.
That's it. That is it.
You know what? Essien was a fucking lawnmower, bruv.
At Chelsea, he was an absolute destroyer, mate. A destroyer of worlds. He was a destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, he was.
He is literally a tall. He's a tall Essien. That's it, Osman. You made it clear, mate.
Yeah. And Xhaka was a shit Makaleli.
Okay, guys. So we've done the Thomas Partey. Now let's do the next part. Apparently, Barcelona are looking for a swap deal for Guendouzi for Coutinho, and they'd be willing to give us Coutinho for Guendouzi. Maybe they would want some money on top of Guendouzi, but this is actually a story.
Is that actually a story? I don't know. But
yeah, it's actually a story.
Wow, Guendouzi for Coutinho, mate. You should take that and run, mate. I know Coutinho hasn't been playing for Barcelona at all, pretty much. But I mean, that guy, I would take it and run. That's it. I would be like, Coutinho, you're coming to Arsenal. That's it. End of. That's it. No more. If that's a story,
Sonny?
but you would need some more money to get Coutinho.
Ted Lang says Arsenal need more black. Do you know what? I don't care if Arsenal plays black, white, green, purple, what religion they are, if they're gay, if they're straight, if their hair's long, if their hair's frizzy, if they're bald like me. You know, I just want to fucking win Arsenal. I don't care where they're from or who they are.
Fact.
Or how tall they are, whatever.
It's just, I mean, Coutinho is a very talented player. He showed that for Liverpool. He showed that for the beginning of Barcelona. But I mean, he suits Arsenal to a T, Coutinho. But Coutinho plays more on the left wing. So where would he fit for Arsenal? Nowhere. Who knows?
Do you know what? I tried to do a show recently, right? And I needed you around David at the time, right? Because these lot are too young and they didn't get it, right? But you're quite a young man yourself. How old are you, Dave, by the way?
30.
Yeah, so you're a young man. I'm 20 years
He's
more.
only 1 year older.
You're senior, right? But I tried to do. You remember the old swap shop back in the day?
Yeah.
Everyone thought I was fucking mad, bruv, right? I was playing swap shop music.
The guy was singing the song, going crazy.
Everyone thought I lost the fucking plot, right? No one knew what swap shop was, right? And because obviously Arsenal were only getting players through swaps, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? What's face? Arteta's already come out and said it. Whoever we could swap Guendouzi for, even if it's for a pint of milk, whatever, right? That's all we're doing. We're just doing swaps. So I've done this really fantastic swap shop thing. No one got it. Everyone thought I was mad. So maybe, do us a favour. When the transfer window opens, Let's do a proper swap shop, mate. We're wearing no Edmonds hairstyle and wigs. We wear a 70s clubber, right? And we'll do a swap shop program properly.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree, mate.
This time, don't mention swapping your wife for something else because you almost got me in trouble.
Forget Partey, we have to buy me and leave, as weird as it sounds. Oh, that's not bad from Ozzy, Gunnar. That's not too bad.
Okay, so guys, Coutinho for Guendouzi. Are Barcelona smoking something? What's going on?
Oh, they are smoking. Definitely.
Igal, are there many more Gooners in Canada?
Yeah, there's all sorts of fans. But you know the thing is, I'll tell you something about fans in Canada. Since they have no direct affiliation to one club, they just pick a team and they support them. It's not as strong, I would say, as certain people would be affiliated to their clubs here. Some fans, they're very like fanboys. They'll jump on a team because they like a player and they'll stick with that team.
You know what? Like Kesh is like that guy. Kesh is like that guy at school when the lesson's already started, right? And we're halfway through it. We're halfway through the lesson, right? Kesh walks in the back door thinking no one's gonna notice him, but everyone's noticing Kesh. What's happening, my bro? You good?
I'm good, man. How are you guys?
You know what, Kesh?
Chilling, bro.
A little bit of you on the channel, Kesh, is better than nothing, bruv. Seriously.
Yeah, Kesh, we already covered a lot of things, but we're gonna jump onto the relegation battle soon. What do you guys think about the relegation battle? Because this is getting hot. There's West Ham are almost out. Bournemouth look like they're almost down. Villa, Watford, Bournemouth look like they're the final spot. To me, I don't see any way where West Ham get relegated at this point.
Well, it can't rule it out just yet.
Just want to shout out Alex's channel. For the Arsenal is another great YouTube channel. Go and check out For the Arsenal. Very good channel. Alex, I'll get in contact with you, mate, because there's some things I want us to do together. Just want to also as well, just regarding that Coutinho Guendouzi thing. Just want to give my point on it. The only drawback I can see is Coutinho's wages.
I'm against that deal, to be fair.
Why, bro?
I just think
you can't have enough Brazilians, bruv. Just think the Emirates full of Brazilian women, bruv. It's worth the season ticket alone.
No, I do want to sell Guendouzi, but I just wouldn't want it to be a swap for Coutinho. I just think there's too much risk with it, man. And the wages.
What risk?
The wages is probably going to come in on.
Oh, okay.
And then where do you play? He's not exactly going to play as a 10. His best position is out wide, coming inside.
You know what? His best
maybe
position
Ozil part 2.
At Liverpool, he played right wing, right? At Liverpool, he played right wing, and we got Pepe there. So I don't know where he's going to fit in.
Let's see how that works. Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
I think he would fit if he had to play somewhere. He would fit into the Oba position, and that's not going to work, is it? So let's Coutinho.
I think it's just the age that's going to push that on us. Personally,
he's a very talented footballer, no doubt about it. He is a very talented footballer, but I mean, I would put him more in an attacking mid. I would put him in an attacking mid role, to be honest, if there was one. If there was one.
Do you know what I was going to say? Who would you rather have, Ousmane Dembele or Coutinho, if we had a choice?
Dembele.
Comments as well. Who would you rather have? Would you rather Ousmane Dembele or Coutinho?
Dembele.
I would rather have neither. I would go for Said Benrahma.
But Dembele would take out that Pepe role as well. So
no, but
Dembele can play on the Aubameyang role.
He can play it on both sides, to be fair.
True.
You know what? We do need a big squad. We do need a squad of class. But the trouble is, you don't give a squad player $250,000 a week. That's the thing.
Yeah, you need depth for not that much depth.
Brentford and get Said Benrahma. I've been saying it for a month now.
Brentford?
Get that kid. That kid at Brentford, he's a Robert Perez clone.
But that's hence why I said I wouldn't take the Guendouzi. I'll take the Guendouzi money instead. So then we have a choice of who we want instead of just taking their kind of cast off.
Exactly, yeah.
I like that. So
how much are Arsenal planning on selling Guendouzi for?
I reckon
it's got to be 35, 40, isn't it?
36 to 40 million.
No, I don't think we'll get that much. And if we do, it will be a lot of incentive of like what he achieves at the club.
Bruv, the game's sponsored by Villa.Aston Villa, bruv. You're telling me we're not going to get proper money from him?
Who?
He's got hair sponsors coming out everywhere.
No, but Guendouzi, where would he fit? I think the only realistic team he would fit, I think he would like to go to France and play for PSG or something like that, to be honest. But would he play for a top club? That's the thing.
I think there will be top clubs in for him. I reckon if he is on the market as they say he is, you see the likes of probably Lyon, maybe teams like that will come in for him.
Inter's
the
a good one.
teams that have been mentioned are Inter Milan, Barcelona, even what do you call it? PSG have been mentioned because he would be an academy quota for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Atletico
Madrid, yeah.
If Guendouzi.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Simeone will turn.
They've offered him everywhere, though, haven't they?
Simeone will shape him into a good player.
Exactly, I was about to say that.
He's got the work rate for it. You just tell him just stay in there and just be hard to beat.
Kesh, if you got Teddy on in the background, bro.
No, it's FIFA that's on. Just a second.
Look at how problem this guy is causing me.
I was about to say that Simeone would shape Guendouzi into a rock-solid player in the midfield. Simeone would send him to the gym, mate, start pumping weights and turn him into a brick house in the midfield. Guendouzi, Simeone.
The only thing what's going to be solid about him is the amount of airspace going to put in his head, bro. That's Sonny, why is it we didn't want to spend money to sign Kante, yet we spent double on Pepe? I think the biggest one was not buying Hazard, never mind not buying Kante at the time.
Oh,
see, wow. That's the problem I have. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, the owner's giving you money," but the problem I find with that is, yes, he's giving you money, but you want to spend the money, but you don't want to pay the extra incentives to get that player to come to your club. It doesn't just work on a transfer fee. You need to actually persuade that player with at least a good package. The package overall. That's why Werner has gone to Chelsea instead of Liverpool.
Bro, you know
what it is,
right? You know what it is? It's so simple. It's just so simple that Arsenal didn't get it right. If you go and buy a house in Mayfair, right, it's going to go up a lot more than a house in Dagenham, right? You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Dagenham.
That's true. That's true, mate.
In the West End of London, regardless of what area you're in. So, for instance, if they spend that little bit of extra money, right, then you get your money back because a very good player goes up in value. An average player stays average. Matt's saying Coutinho is Premier League proven, but thing is, Liverpool were probably a better side than us when Coutinho was playing.
I think personally, looking at across the transfer market, I mean, we mentioned Thomas Partey, we mentioned Coutinho. That Partey situation needs to be done. If you talk all the talk and you don't buy that guy,
he ain't coming, bro. He ain't coming. You know what? We talk. At the end of the day, he ain't coming.
I've read today that the only thing that's waiting on that deal is to see whether we get Europe. So
which Europe though?
Do you think Thomas Partey really gives a shit about playing Europa League?
What they're saying, no, it's not about him wanting Europe. I think what they're saying is how much they're willing to put to our budget.
You know what it is?
They're really depending on that 30, which is embarrassing.
Do you know what, Kesh? If I said to you, bruv, you could work with a blue chip company, bruv. You could run their cyber security for them. And if I said to you, Kesh, I'll quadruple your wages. Come work in the butcher shop with me in South London, bruv. Whatever. You'd go where the dollars are, bruv. And that's exactly what everyone of these mercenary footballers do. They go where the money is.
It's always money with Arsenal.
It's always money, man. It's always money.
Okay. So yeah, I was gonna get on to the next topic, the relegation battle. What do you guys think? Because
we're not in it. Who gives a shit?
What?
We're not in it. Who gives a shit?
We're not Sunny, man. There's a lot of people who give a shit.
We're not in it.
No, okay. Going to the relegation battle.
One second. Let me just get it up.
I think it's going to be. I mean, Aston Villa are going to give you a rough game coming. Trust me, they're going to give you a rough game.
Igal might be prepared for next season, you know, David.
Yeah,
that's why I focus on the relegation battle.
Yeah, they're definitely going to give you a rough game coming up. I think Aston Villa, and then after Arsenal are going to be playing Watford. Exactly. So it's just going to be. It's literally you're playing two relegation teams, and the relegation teams at the end of the season they give some of the toughest games you can ever play in the whole season. Trust me.
Phil Foden, would we take him? You know, Pep talked him up.
Oh yeah.
He's a decent player, a bit lightweight. Mate, he just looks like one of them Asbo kids who walks around the shopping centre. You know, he's a bit lightweight. You know, give him a few years, let him become man first.
No, Phil Foden. I said to my co-host Aaron the other day. I said to him, Mason Greenwood. I think it was Mount
Saka.
as well. Mount and Saka are going to be England's future. Those 4 players, England's future, 100% guarantee.
Zane's come out with a big call. He's calling David. He's calling what's his face? Harry Maguire. An £80 million flop, and he says he's a BTEC David Luiz.
Zane called this.
Zane's been saying for some time. Do you know what, Zane?
Yeah.
You know what? Based on the game against Chelsea, bruv, I'd rather have fucking Jerry Maguire playing in my centre defence, bruv.
How is Mason Mount making David Luiz run around like that?
What do you mean?
The way he was pressing him, he made him run around like he was completely incapable of playing against the press.
I genuinely think Man United's downfall was managed in the midfield. He was shocking in the midfield. He was getting pressed by Mount and Kovacic and Jorginho all at once. Like, the guy was just getting ridiculously battered all over the place.
You know what Matic is, bruv? He's a full Granada. He's a 2.8 full Granada, bruv.
Which version? Which version? The Mark II?
The gear. It was better than the Coutinho, right? But he's a full Granada. It was top of class in his time, but that day is long gone. You don't find him scrapyard no more.
My dad had a full Granada. My had a Coutinho. We come from the poorer background.
Me, I think Lampard just sent the team out to do a job on Bruno, and it worked perfectly. It was like an olden day football game. It was like
Kesh, would you take John Stones at Arsenal? You know what? If I set Max in my rating, bruv.
No chance.
Yeah, I believe you. No, I agree. I agree.
Yes, I resonate what Kesh said. I mean, Jorginho was marking Bruno Fernandes like he was stuck to him like glue. He didn't move at all. And Kovacic done a job on Bruno Fernandes. I think Lampard saying 2 men on Bruno Fernandes all match, no messing about. That's it.
No one wants to talk about relegation, bruv. You know what? And when Zane throws money at it, and he said, "Igal, I'm not talking about fucking relegation. We're not talking about relegation. So let's go to the next topic."
Okay, you want to talk about Europe and top 4?
Well, when our channel sponsor has spoken, we're not talking about relegation, bruv. As simple as that.
Okay. You know what, guys? There is one thing that happened that was crazy. Villarreal. Okay, I think Santi Cazorla's onto something. When Unai Emery came to Arsenal, Santi Cazorla left. Unai Emery is now going to Villarreal, and Santi Cazorla said, "I'm out of here."
Is he? Did he say it?
Yeah. So.
Oh my god! I tell you what,
he's about to get announced at Villarreal as the manager, and the same day, is it a coincidence that Santi Cazorla was just saying goodbye to his teammates?
I think he's signing for the team that Xavi's managing.
Yeah, he is. In
Qatar.
Qatar.
Santi ain't stupid, right? He's the only person who will go and take a tattoo off his arm and stick it on his ankle, bruv. You know, he ain't stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I think Santi Cazorla's been doing bits this La Liga. To be honest, man, he's playing well. I mean, you should have kept Santi Cazorla,
mate. You know what? You know what it was? We got burnt on Diaby, right? We got burnt on Wilshere. We got burnt on Riziki, and the one player they should have kept, right? Wilshere. Another one was Cazorla. That guy could twist you up in the fucking phone box, bruv. He could twist you up in the phone box.
Me and Sonny rewatch of some of the old games, and the way he was just dictating the midfield was, oh my god,
ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. I think him. I mean, look at some of the. I mean, Arshavin when he first came was all right, but he turned into.
He's got 15 goals and 11 assists, more than all midfields this year.
Chad Lang saying there's going to be a plane at Aston Villa for tomorrow to get Yeah, you know what, Chad? I think Pilot Vince needs to have a word with the captain, mate, because unless that plane is flying over wherever Stan Kroenke is and flies into his right, bruv, and knocks down his ass. There's no point in flying it over fucking where he's not going to be, is there?
Do you actually think Kroenke watches Arsenal games?
I think he does. Not Stan, but Josh.
I think he just watches the scoreline after.
The only thing Kroenke's watching, it's the wild animals for his telescope, with his scope.
Oh man, it's ridiculous.
Josh is the only one who can do a wild animal television program. He's the only one who can do a wild animal television program, and he should have been the star of it.
Everyone talks about Josh Kroenke, Stan Kroenke. Realistically, when you mention Kroenke, there's no point of ever mentioning Stan because he's irrelevant.
You know what?
It's
Fuck
Josh that
as well.
runs the show.
Fuck Josh as well. Fuck them all. Fuck Walmart. Fuck everything to do with them. Even whatever they sell, whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Their franchises in America have not been doing good either. But
yeah. Well, mate, it's just, mate. I don't follow the American sports as well, but
What do you guys think of
go on, Coach, mate. Sorry.
City's rebuild? They've linked with the Ferran Torres as Sarni's replacement. Apparently, they've got up to 250 mil to spend this window.
where are they getting this money from all the time?
Who's got 250 mil? Who's got 250 mil?
Man City.
City. But they've just come off. They just come off this putting money in the in UEFA's pockets.
But the thing is, they've built that infrastructure now, so they can spend that money. They've cheated it already, and they can't be punished. Or they've reaped the rewards of what they built.
Don't forget, financial fair play has been listed this season. So they've got an open checkbook.
It's crazy.
Unless we go to whatever sea they're in, right? And we cut that pipeline like the Americans try and do every week.
Yeah.
City's a country. City are a country.
Yeah, if Guardiola can fork out over 100 million on bloody wing backs, there's no question what he will do.
You could do it on a watch if you wanted to.
The thing about Guardiola can control his transfer policy. That's the difference. Guardiola says something, he wants this player, they're going to get it. Yeah. Arsenal, Arteta, if he goes to the directors and Kroenke and he says, "Oh, I want this player. If I want Thomas Partey," they're like going to look at him like a stranger. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Let's just come back to the Thomas Partey thing for 1 second, right? Santi Cazorla. Yeah, it's talking about his final game. He wants to come back for a final game, final farewell, like Jim Davison.
Like Henry did against Leeds.
Forget Henry, Jim Davison and pantomime, mate, every Christmas. He's coming back for his final farewell. You think it's his final fucking pantomime? Then next year he's fucking in Aladdin again. You know, it's stupid. Right? But the thing is, right, where did Santi Cazorla end up? He's gone to the Middle East for dough, right? So you're telling me you can't flash money at these players, right? Forget nostalgia. Forget Aubameyang wants to sign for Arsenal because Arsenal are going to get into Europa League. Come, Miguel.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at China though and their transfer policy, where did that attack come from? No, if you look at China and their transfer policy, I mean, they can smash out all the money they want in the Chinese football league.
Not anymore. The Chinese football league changed it. They have a salary cap now, mate.
Yeah, exactly. That before they introduced a salary cap, so it's like they could have splashed out
his career. He looks like a crackhead.
Chelsea need to sign an £80 million Havertz, right? But let's just hope these players don't gel. That's
Chelsea are like a guy who goes to the gym and skips leg day.
Chelsea like a guy who goes to botched, right, and gets their fucking abs, right, without doing a sit up in his life. Right, and when that Brazilian geezer, whatever his name is, lifts up his fucking top. He's got the pecs, he's got the abs. He's never been to a fucking gym, and you know what a life as a Chelsea fan. All you do is wonder who's class player you're gonna get.
He's gonna be as good as Kaka. He's gonna be as good as Kaka.
Who?
Did you say Kaka? Brazilian Kaka.
Wow, I mean, Kaka's a big name to live up to be honest.
Wow. I was going to say Thomas Miller, man.
You know what, Zane? Teams should not be allowed to spend who they want because the problem is, it's the league's going to be even more disproportionate than it is now. That's why you get teams like Bournemouth and need to get relegated because they've only got 20,000 seat stadium. How can they compete with a Man City and everyone else? It's impossible.
Yeah, Leeds next year is going to be the new Sheffield United. They're going to come out of nowhere and finish like high up.
I tell you what. I'm going to do I'm doing a podcast and radio show on Bielsa and his masterclass tactician coaching tactics with Leeds on Fancheck TV as well. I mean, that 3-3-1-3 formation is ridiculous. I mean, nobody's using it in the world at the moment.
He's a proper tactician.
He's a proper tactician.
But let's not underplay the Sheffield United manager, who's not as sexy as him because he ain't got the accent and he ain't got the name, but he's got the overlapping centre backs, right? Yeah. Daniel Hartley. That reminds me of the
Let's
pages
look
that,
at the-
J.R. Hartley. Gal, I'm just making a point. Do you mind, please?
I was going to show you where they are.
Yeah, but please, 1 minute. Daniel Hartley saying, when we left Highbury, players left and they weren't the same. The only thing what followed us from Highbury was a stink of piss in the toilets, right? Which was our boardroom. The only problem was a stink of piss from the toilets went to the boardroom. That's the only thing what left with us from Highbury. We lost our soul. We lost our soul when we went to Emirates.
Yeah, that's I agree, man. I mean, even the thumbnails I made for you earlier for the upcoming series that we're going to be doing, I put Highbury in the background instead of the Emirates on purpose.
You know what? I was so close to buying one of them Highbury flats, right? But by the time I got around to buying one, I was only offered the flat right at the back where our trading facility was, and I didn't want it. And even that's worth dough now. You know,
I know.
And you was guaranteed the season ticket as well. That was the downside. You was guaranteed the season ticket.
What? If you bought the house, you're guaranteed a season ticket for life?
Sonny,
Everyone in Islington had first refusal of a season ticket when they built the Emirates.
really?
But when you bought, this is how tight Arsenal were, right? When you bought one of them Arsenal flats in at Highbury, you still had to buy a season ticket.
Wow.
That's how tight they were.
Well, Arsenal is Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what do you guys think about the Emery news now that he has a new job?
Villarreal haven't been doing too badly, to be honest, in La Liga this year. They're not competitive that much with the top four like they used to be, but they finished fifth overall. Obviously they were 10 points shy of Sevilla, so
they called it back though. Wasn't they like down by relegation at first?
Yeah, Villarreal kind of like were teetering around, bottom 10, so from 10th to like 20, but like, and then suddenly out of the blue, like Villarreal, like the emergence of Santi Cazorla, obviously we're playing that linchpin role in the midfield, kind of resurgence of Villarreal. I like Villarreal as a team because they are classed as one of the top six of Spain, with Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico, Sevilla, and Valencia. Even Valencia are not even there anymore. But they are the top six, if you would call it, of Spain. And I have always liked Villarreal as a team. They have a good youth system. They're today's Real Betis, what Real Betis was back in the day. That's what Villarreal is comparison.
Yeah, but let's face it though. After the pandemic, jobs were very scarce, and Unai Emery went to Sainsbury's. He went to Tesco's, and they was all turning him down. Everywhere was turning him down. Even to bring the trolleys in, right? And he got in at Villarreal. I don't know how, but he got in at Villarreal. But let's not forget, Spanish football have probably made the worst signings in managers in recent over the years. I can think of three: David Moyes, right? David Moyes,
Gary
Neville, and now Dracula.
But don't forget that
his level, though. He's an underdog manager who overperforms with underdog teams.
Mate,
he's not.
Unai Emery would go there, Gal, and he'll start talking to him in English now. He'll pretend he's learned English. Instead of talking to him in Spanish, he'll go there and start talking to him in English.
The thing about Unai Emery is that his Sevilla team, the Europa League winning teams, were actually very, very good, to be honest. I mean, apart from Real Madrid and Barcelona, who used to smack him up a couple of times, nobody really could touch them in the league apart from a few teams. But it's just Unai Emery, like Ego says, does well with underperforming teams.
You know what? Unai Emery, personally, he's not a bad manager, actually. He's not a bad manager. Arsenal were a bad club for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Unai Emery, I don't know what was going on with the board and Unai Emery and stuff. I mean, the Arsenal fans gave him a bit of solace when he came. He's like, this is a new manager, let him come in.
We was all behind him.
Everybody was, all Arsenal fans were behind him. And then suddenly, out of the blue, obviously, Unai Emery gets a string of bad results. How many games did you go unbeaten under Unai Emery?
Yeah,
22.
They were shit games, though, to be honest with you.
I know. But still is unbeaten.
There were some good performances in there.
No, you know what? The first season, apart from the catastrophic fall off the cliff, where it was harder not to get into the Champions League than it was to get into it, right? He Arsenal actually played some good football that season, right? And it was from that period onwards where they didn't qualify to up to the point where he got sacked. They just totally switched off. The Arsenal players, and you know what? Arsenal players should be ashamed of themselves for switching off.
Happens though every club, isn't it? Happens at every club.
It does. But do you think Arteta could bring Arsenal back into Champions League football?
I think so. We're going to be back. We're going to be back next year.
Listen, you know what? If we're never going to compete for it, what's the fucking point? You know, honestly, you know, if we're never going to try to win the fucking thing, what's the point?
I'm not making excuses, by the way. I think Emery is his Sevilla winning side was good. It's just under Arsenal sometimes doesn't work under certain teams.
If you win the Europa League 3 years in a row, you're not, and you're competing with the Real Madrid, you compete with Barcelona, you compete with Athletic Madrid in that league. You're not bad. You're not a bad manager.
No,
you know, Arsenal players were wrong. It was the Arsenal players.
Yeah, and Zane's comment exactly resonates what I said. Nuno, Nuno Poch, Diego Simeone would have been a different system to Arsenal. It would have been what Arteta played on the FA Cup semi-final. Right. That's what Arsenal would have played.
Let's go even further. Right? We got Wenger because we was cheap. Right? We got Wenger because we was cheap. They went all the way to Japan, bruv. Right? And found this geezer that no one's ever heard of. They could have got Sam Seed in them come through films with Jackie Chan, bruv. Right? You know that old man who's teaching them the snake and monkey shadow and all that. They could have got him. Right? No one knew who Wenger was. We struck it lucky. Yeah, let's get real. We struck it lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the predictions? What's the predictions for tomorrow's game?
Oof, I don't know, mate. I'll let you go first. I'll let Kesh go first.
I think the good times are going to keep rolling. Aston Villa are very error prone. I say we don't concede a goal and we win 3-0.
Yeah. I read a comment earlier saying Aston Villa are not the type of team to give Arsenal a game, but they're fighting for relegation. Any team in relegation, mate, trying to fight to stay in the Premier League is going to be a troublesome time. The way they're going to defend is going to be ridiculous. You're going to see it. They're going to be scratching, biting, everything. So I think it's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal.
For me, I do think we're going to go out there and we're going to give a strong performance. I like what Arteta said today in his thing. He brought them back down to earth, said, listen, we ain't done nothing yet. Like, get ahead of the game. The season ain't finished yet. So as long as we come out fighting, put on a good performance, I think we'll win 3-0.
You know what? If Arsenal go and drop points against Aston Villa and they drop points against Watford, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Right? Let's not get gassed with one performance against Manchester City, yeah? Because it's just one performance in one game. It's not our season. You know, and I'll say something as well. If we don't win that FA Cup, it's not worth shit either. You know, that mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the FA Cup final.
Wow,
I've just got to answer the door.
That's fine.
This is too late for the bailiffs.
Ego,
mate. I'll let you go first on the FA Cup final. You're the Arsenal fan.
The FA Cup final. Remember when they were saying, "Oh, the FA Cup final is going to be the first time it was going to be a Manchester derby." This, that. Manchester City and Man United were the teams on form. They're supposed to win it, but next thing you know, Arteta and Frank Lampard pull it out of nowhere. They do their thing, and guys now are saying Arsenal are the underdogs. And this reminds me of 2017 when Chelsea were the champs, and no one was saying we were going to beat Man City. No one was saying we're going to beat Chelsea, and I think we're going to surprise everybody and we might win it.
Could be. I think it's a tough call. It's the way that Lampard really lines up his squad. Now, is he going to look at the Manchester City game and say to his squad, are Arsenal going to sit deep and Chelsea need to come at them with the attack? And I think the main players that you need to look at, Pulisic, one of them. Definitely Pulisic. Kovacic, and if Kante returns by that time, do you think Kante will return by that time?
I don't know. How long is he out for?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's to the end of the season. So if Jorginho marks up the midfield, I think you could be in a troublesome time with Chelsea. and Giroud is he's known for scoring goals, mate. Let me put it that way. Let me put it that way.
Don't worry about it. I just want to read out this comment because I don't want to upset Kim's head or Kim's. Sonny, do you think we'll sign Coutinho? There's a strong possibility of it. I think Arsenal will be a better team with him in than out. Personally.
Yeah, for me personally, I want Chelsea to mark our midfielders because we like in that City game we didn't really use our midfielders like that. So I think if Lampard gives them a different game than him playing his natural game and getting on the ball, I think it's a good job for us.
You know what? Personally, I don't think we've got anything to fear. You know why? I'll tell you why. Right? Chelsea are wankers, but that's not the reason. Right? That's the reason. You know what? The reason we ain't got nothing to fear, because I'll tell you something, right? When we played them earlier in the season, there was a good portion of the game where we played Chelsea off the park and we run rings around them, right? We actually ripped them a new one, right? Without putting the game to bed. And then we're tired, right? So let's just hope. Arsenal don't need to sit back. Don't show Chelsea that respect. They're not Liverpool. They're not Man City. They're bloody Chelsea. They're the chavs, right? They're the chavs. So they're not that great. You know, and Giroud is not that great. The guys are claiming his pension, for fuck's sake. Seriously.
He's not that great, but he does cause problems.
Oh, fuck him.
Honestly. He will cause problems for us. I'm not gonna lie.
The only way he causes problems, if you want to get in front of a mirror, he'll fucking beat you to it. That's the only way he causes a problem. But
I also think, in equality wise, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe will cause Chelsea's backline a lot of problems as well. I mean, the pace of them is going to. I mean, Alonso against Pepe, I think Alonso's going to get torn apart.
I rate Reece James a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say Reece James.
What I've noticed about him, I think will come good for Aubameyang. He does get a bit naive sometimes, rather than get back and do his defensive duty straight away. So if you can capitalize on that, we'll have a great chance of Aubameyang getting in. You
know what? I think United would have gave us a harder game than Chelsea, to be honest with you. I'm going to go into that game full of confidence. I just hope we don't go into it negative. I honestly think we got better footballers than Chelsea, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do as well. It could be tight.
I just hope the players remember Baku and go in and try and regain their pride, because a lot of them let the club down. They need to go in there with a lot of fight. I
was going to say, do you think Mustafi would be fit for the final? Was he ever fit to play for Arsenal to start with? You know, forget about his physical injury. Was he ever fit to be an Arsenal player? I don't care if he plays or not. Personally.
I genuinely think he got injured. I don't
care. I don't think he's fit enough to be an Arsenal footballer.
I thought he saw that it was 2-0 and he went to get off before he made a mistake. For me, that's what I thought. He thought, you know what, we're winning. Let me get out there with all my credit and store it in the bank and go. That's what he done. Because I don't see how you can pull your hamstring from that.
Yeah, so I'm just reading the news to see if Kante is ready for the FA Cup final. Apparently he's not, but let's see what's happening. I mean,
my favorite Canadian footballer is Alphonso Davies, to that guy in the comment section.
You know what? Matt Berry's making a good point, right? But I disagree, Matt, to be honest with you, mate, right? I think you play your best football. You do everything in life when you're confident. You do everything at your best in life when you're confident, right? In my opinion. Right?
How does that show that, to be fair?
Trust me. But you know what? Seriously, you do everything in life at your best when you're confident. So if we go into that game with confidence, I think we will sweep them aside. You know, don't give them no fucking respect. Don't give them no respect. Fuck them.
No, but you say that, but we went into the Spurs game with confidence and we lost.
Spurs as well. Don't even mention Spurs on your stream.
No, the thing is with Chelsea, it's a different story. I think if you attack Chelsea and they hit you in the break, obviously Giroud has no pace, but Willian and Pulisic do. They're gonna give you some trouble. It's either way. If Chelsea defend deep or if they attack and Arsenal counter-attack them, I think it's going to be a very counter-attacking team. It's going to be very open. It's going to be an open game.
You know what? It's a good shout for Kim said as well. Would you sign Maling Zaha on a fee? You know what? I wouldn't sign William. Honestly, I'd rather sign Willian than William. To be honest with you, I'm sick of getting dead Chelsea players. I'm sick of it. Right? You know, we might as well get a Chelsea pension next and wear the red jacket, black trousers, and then put the badges on, right? Saar on a free, definitely all day long.
Right away.
Sar's a great player. Yeah,
Yeah,
very, very good player. Very talented.
Zane Mercy says Chelsea were at their club before the Russian bought them. Yeah.
Yes, I did like Italian Chelsea though. Italian stallion Chelsea. Vialli at the helm.
Let's not forget, right?
I love that team.
Chelsea have also got probably the most volatile fan base in not world football, in Premier League football. Because if someone misses a shot, right, or misses something, no doubt they will get absolutely slaughtered by their fans. So let's play Chelsea's weaknesses against them, and their weakness is their fans. Shame they're not in the bloody ground.
A lot of Chelsea fans I heard went to Manchester City.
Yeah, exactly.
After they backed off a bit. It's no, but I kind of disagree with the Chelsea weren't really they weren't really a top side, but I did like the football they used to play before all the kind of Russian investment came in.
Oh, yeah, I thought good. Kerry Dixon.
No, mate, is Gianfranco Zola, Toriandre Flo, Vialli, Dennis Wise. Oh, mate, that team was. Sorry,
but they had Matthew Hardy investment though. They did have investment.
I want to ask you guys.
Was that Kish?
I want to ask you guys something. I've been listening to recent Arteta's post-match interviews and things like that, and he says somewhat imitate Arsenal. Like, do players want to join Arsenal? He says, well, when I speak to players, they show that they want to be here. Like, players want to come to Arsenal. So, do you take that as they've been speaking to a number of targets and they've already given them a yes?
Kesh, I'll give you the answer to that, right? And I want you to answer Patrick's question after. I'll give you the answer. Kesh, you want to sell me your card, bro, right? You put it in your auto trader, right? I phoned you up, Kesh, you right, bro? I want to come around, right? And you showed me your car. Fucking nice, right? You lowered it, lovely rims, right? Stereos banging, right? Fluffy dice, the whole lot. You had a good run in that car, bro, right? And I'll turn around and say, Kesh, I want your car, mate, but I'll give you about 50 different scenarios in ways I might get the money to you, and that's where Arsenal are.
That's where Arsenal.
So when Arsenal having a conversation with a player. And I said, well, if it's like your kids, right? When you get that little thing where you put the shapes in, if that shape fits, right? That's how Arsenal transfer policy is. It all depends what they fucking do because they don't know what they're doing.
No, but Sonny, I think that's harsh. What he was asking more or less was, do you think they're speaking to these players? And I genuinely believe that they're speaking.
What's the point of speaking? What's the point of window shopping, bruv?
No, but you have to.
Igel, what's the point of me coming up to you, Igel, and say, you know what? I might get some money if we do this, right?
No, but Sonny, you do acknowledge you have to keep the players' interest and show them that you're still interested.
All right.
If you basically, it's like this: if you're at a party and you're with a girl, you don't go and walk to another girl and try to talk to her because the girl you're already talking to is going to leave you. Right? So what you do is you try to talk to the one girl that you're with, and you try to talk her up, and you make sure you're ready and she's ready, and then maybe you walk away.
No, you don't, right? Because basically, if I was worth any sort at all, right, and I'd want Arteta or Raul or Edu to come up to me and say, you know what, I fucking want you at my club. I'll move heaven and earth till I get you at my club, and I really want you. You're the player I want. I won't come up and say, you know what, you're my fifth choice, you know. If everything falls into place.
So now we know how Sonny gets girls. He's gonna go straight up to them and say, "I want you."
Well, I don't anymore. My time's over. I'm I can't even get hard on no more, bruv. Never mind get
Okay, yeah, I'm out of here, guys. I gotta go pray. But
I'm talking about hard on. This is where I go to pray. Look, this is what it's like Jekyll and Hyde being on the fucking channel.
Yeah, man. Evil and nice. Anyways, guys, you guys been amazing. You guys keep going. I'm gonna head out.
What you're praying for, you go. That's the whole thing. That's what you're praying for.
No worries, you go, mate.
Thank you, man.
That's £2. That's £2.50. I'm dropping off your girl's wages for leaving the stream early. Well, okay. You know what? We're going to do a proper review for the FA Cup final, right? But everyone in the comments, right? And you guys, who would you rather have, Man City or Chelsea?
In the final?
Yeah.
Chelsea all day long.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, in the comments, who do you rather had? And I want you to answer Patrick's question as well, Kesh. Sorry. If Arsenal don't win, and I want you both to give me your opinions on this. If Arsenal don't win the FA Cup, will anyone want to join them? Has the FA Cup got that much of a pull?
That's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's
they're not going to get a medal. Why do they care?
It's the FA Cup, isn't it? It's like they're not winning the league title. They're not winning Champions League. In my order, it goes Champions League, league title, then domestic cups after.
You know what? If I gave you £1,000 a week, David, and I said to me, "Can you go out and sell these Betamax videos, bruv?" Trust me, you'd be on that estate all day, bruv, trying to sell these Betamax videos for £1,000 a week. You don't give a shit what you're selling. You don't give a shit what you're doing, right? Yeah. If it's guaranteed, it's in your pocket. You know, at the end of the month, that's what you're gonna get. That's all you care about.
Yeah.
You know,
but do footballers pride Champions League as their main thing before they sign a club? Or am I going to get into Europe? Am I going to be playing the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona? Am I going to be playing Juventus? These kind of mega matches that everybody dreams of playing. In
my understanding, football has got an ego, bro. Football got an ego, and the thing is, if you're going to be in the Champions League and you're going to get slapped against Barcelona, really, you're going to be in the Champions League. You're going to think you're Barcelona level. You think I should be playing for Barcelona. I should be playing for Real Madrid. I should be playing for Bayern Munich, right? But I'm not playing for fucking Arsenal, right? And you know they're going to slap you and humiliate you 5-1 against Bayern Munich and this, that, and the other, right?
Or was it 10-2 an aggregate?
Yeah, right. Do you really care if you're in that Champions League? Do you really care? You're going to get embarrassed.
You're going
to get his bum slapped.
I think
it's a different story.
I think it depends on the player's characteristics. You know, there's some players who in the game because they want to make a legacy, but I find nowadays with modern day footballers, a lot of them just for the money now. So I don't think it depends. I think if you go there, you put that on the table, and it's good for them, they'll take it.
Mesut Ozil, bruv. Mesut Ozil, his career is winding down to a close, right? You know, he's got an opportunity in life which none of us get, right? To play football, right? And I don't care what level you play at, even if you play non-league, you want to be playing it as long as you're healthy enough to play football, right? The guys don't give a fuck.
Okay.
He's on £350 a week. He couldn't give a toss if he plays football or not. You know, his World Cup winners medals gathering dust. He couldn't give a toss. You know, and that's what it's all about now. You know, they don't care. You know, he might get a job on fucking Bain Sports one day. You know, doing commentary.
Can Arsenal one day realistically form a Champions League winning side, though?
I don't think Arsenal will ever win the league again in my lifetime.
No, Champions League winning side.
Arsenal won't win the league in my lifetime. I don't think that Arsenal will ever win the Champions League ever in my lifetime.
It depends, really.
Depends. Remember, Champions League is a bit of luck as well. You have to understand that. When you get to the later stage, you need a bit of luck. I think first, you can't even worry about Champions League right now. You have to focus on building an actual adequate squad that can challenge before you even think about that.
You know what? When you know what's going to happen, right? When we get to a certain level, Saka's going to start shaving, Martinelli's going to start shaving, Williams going to start shaving, right? And they're going to think they're Arsenal's future. Maybe Saka and Martinelli, if they don't get cherry picked from someone bigger. Like Joe Willett, Guendouzi's already going, right? Guendouzi is supposed to be our major find, you know. Mavropanos was supposed to be our major find, you know. The geezer can't get looking. No, I can't see it unless we're buying proven players with proper money, which is not Arsenal's model. I can't see it. I can't see it. You can only go up so many levels. You know.
So what do you think is a different approach from Klopp years ago to Arteta now?
He was lucky. Wasn't he? You know, Hicks and Gillette pissed off, and they got a new lot, didn't they? And all of a sudden they got £150 million windfall for a player who wasn't worth it.
Well, Klopp obviously had the investment from Coutinho sell, so it's a bit of a different story as well. I mean, who could Arsenal sell realistically for that amount of money? Nobody.
Looking at the next 2 to 3 years.
That's the quickest play ever going. You know what? It reminded me of Only Fools and Horses when he was doing the pre-blessed wine when he was blessing the lorries.
I remember that.
Fast.
I remember that.
You just saved 3 months of Moscowers with that quick prayer.
All right, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, maybe
I want to tell you guys something. I honestly think Arsenal can win the league within 3 seasons if Arteta gets back properly.
I wouldn't say 3. I would say 5.
I wouldn't say. Yeah, I would say about 5 to 6.
I won't say your drugs. I'll say
At that point, Pep will be gone. So City will be on.
Pep's going to be gone in about the next 2 years or so.
After next season, Klopp said he's going to stay 4 more years. So there'll be a lot of teams on a rebuild. So that's why you need to start building from now.
Right, Chelsea started. Chelsea started. Yeah, Chelsea started building. And Chelsea are buying fucking quality. Chelsea are buying ready, proven, world-class players already. Right? They're not waiting for them to fucking get potty trained. They're not waiting for them to be house trained. They've got proper, proven players, right? Yeah. Who anyone would want.
But that's always a Chelsea. I never believe
us win the league in Arsenal. They're going to go and compete with Liverpool, Man City next season. You watch.
I didn't believe in the Chelsea youth thing at all. I knew it was that bad.
Yeah, I'll say something, Kesh. I say something. If Lampard don't compete and win the league next year, after all the money, he'll get sacked at the end of the year.
No doubt about it.
He'll get sacked.
Yeah, he will.
No, but the fans will never turn on him.
Their defense though is still shocking though. Their defense is still shocking though. Chelsea. They need to bolster that defense, otherwise they still won't compete next year.
I genuinely don't believe we're as bad as you guys think we are, because even though we don't win as many games, we don't lose as many games either. We've drawn, I think, almost 16 games this season. That's crazy.
Right, and what's what?
My point is, Sonny, if you even turn half of those into wins, we're not only in the top 4, we're shooting up to like 3rd.
But we can't turn half. No, we can't, because then Tottenham could say, or Wolves could say, and Villa could, Leicester could say, even Norwich could say, who's at the fucking bottom. You know what? If we did lose all these games and we turned them all into wins, we'd be at fucking win the league.
No, but Sonny, it's not. Listen. The Crystal Palace game, we got robbed. That ended in a draw. That could easily been a win. The Leicester game recently, Vardy should have got a red card. The Chelsea game where we lost at home, you could say we could have won that game. That's already another 6 points.
The tag pole swam. It's missed its target, right? And there's no baby, bruv. It's gone. It's gone. You know?
What I would say though is, if they do pull off this Partey deal, I think it's going to be a big game changer.
It is.
I'll say it's going to be a big game changer. There will be teams coming there and just walking through a midfield just like that. I promise you.
Do you think Saliba will be a good addition to Arsenal?
I think it will. But what I do, listen, he's young. There will be mistakes at that during his venture here. Yeah, there will be mistakes. What our fan base need to do, and this is the problem with our fan base. We're so reactionary, yeah. As soon as he makes a mistake, you have a couple fools over there saying, he's not good enough, all this shit.
Like, you know what? It could be the worst. No, I'll disagree. It could be the worst fucking player who's come over. And he's still young. He's still got to adapt. He's still young. He's still got to adapt. Right? That's what Arsenal fan base is like. You know what? Said balls. You know what? Humphrey Bogart made more of an impact at Chelsea than Winston Bogart did, didn't he?
Yeah, my thing is, I've watched him quite a lot. Yeah, he is not that sort of player to sit there and just not trying to improve. Or
he looks like real deal, the geezer.
Like when you watch their games and they win, he's the one that's cheering on all the fans. Like he's like his first game when he made his debut. I think it was Villa that came out. Remember, this is he made his debut when he was like 18. He came out and said, "Listen, if you're under pressure, just give me the ball." That's what Arsenal needs. I want people who's going to take responsibility. You got to show me that you want to be here.
But you also need a guiding figure in that defense, like a Van Dijk, for example. You need a guiding figure in the defense for Saliba to become good overall. It's like, for example, you run through the string of defenders that Arsenal have had over the years, and you had your generals, you had your Adams, you had your Sol Campbells, you had your Martin Keowns. And to have that kind of quality defense again, you need to have a general again in that backside, that back line who's going to guide Saliba, a talented young player, nevertheless, into a prosperous player himself. So it depends. It depends on who.
Exactly what I've read today.
Can that be David Luiz, though?
He's looking for exact figure like John Terry said, apparently.
Yeah, can he be David Luiz ego? I mean, it could be. David Luiz has a lot of experience, but sometimes he's shady. David Luiz. I don't know what. Sometimes he performs well. Sometimes he performs badly. Sometimes he's non-existent. I don't know about David Luiz, to be honest with myself.
Yeah, David Luiz won't work because, like, unless you're willing to continue with a 3 at the back, I don't want to play a 3 at the back. So David Luiz doesn't work for me.
Yeah. It's hard to decide who Saliba can play up
and then
with.
when you think about it, if you're looking at quality centre back, leading figure, you can guide them towards that light. Yeah, you can only look at a Koulibaly. We're not going to go out there. Napoli's dropped his money to about 80. I think it's 85. We're not going to go out there and spend 85 on him. All you got is other potential players with potential to be great, and that's upon corner. But is he really a leader? He's basically the same age as him.
Yeah. I've got a lot of high expectations for Saliba, right? But thing is, one man don't make a defence. You need someone with him. You need someone with him. It ain't David Luiz.
Definitely.
Yeah, and he can't be Mustafi either. So that's another problem you're gonna have to face.
I think Mustafi will be gone. I genuinely feel the reason why they've signed Mari is just to be a backup for Olden. That's probably going to go out. Mustafi, Socrates. I think it's just a number game why they've signed Mari. I reckon we will actually go for that little centre back on the Brazilian. I think it'll either be him or Sar on the 3.
I think we're going to go for Sar, man. I honestly think we're going to go for Sar, and we're going to bring in William Saliba and Sar and try to push out Socrates and even possibly loan out Holding or keep him. But I think Mustafi and Socrates are the 2 guys that are going to see the door. In Kolasinac also. Kolasinac got to go.
For me, Sar would complement Saliba because he's light and quick.
Yeah.
So I think he will complement him a lot.
Like I said before, Liverpool is a classic example. Joe Gomez and Van Dijk is like Joe Gomez is a miles better player than he was before Van Dijk came. So it's just it is who's he paired up with. Yeah, there's a whole list of centre backs though you could get in the transfer window that could prop up Saliba. Who knows? Who knows?
I think that should draw us to a close. Bloody hell, we could be going near 2 hours.
2 hours, nearly 2 hours.
Christ, I've got to start paying you overtime. You know what? Kesh comes late. We got to extend the fucking channel. We got to extend the fucking program for him. Look what he's done. You know what? I'd like to thank everyone who's taken part on the podcast tonight in the panel, and everyone in the comments. I know there's been a bit of a boxing match going on in the comments. You know what? Yeah. Go subscribe to Arsenal Readings TV. He's making a comeback to his channel. You know what? Everyone's got a right to have their say, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, whatever. If you don't believe in it, don't subscribe. If you do believe it, subscribe. That's all there is to it. It's freedom of speech, and people can say what they want to whoever they want. That's all there is to it. As for us, the best thing you can do for our channel, please, is go and subscribe to Sunny TV Arsenal. That's a given, right? And please also pay it forward by tell a friend, and then tell a friend a bit more, right? So just find whoever gossips the most where you live, right? And also,
Sonny, next time when COVID's completely over, get a banner in Emirates when you go back to the Emirates saying subscribe to Sunny TV Arsenal. Get a list of Arsenal fans holding it up. Bang.
I might even go one step further than that. Become a prat and then have a embroiled jumper of somebody who I haven't even got my name on the channel, and I wear a hat and a jumper. Like certain channels. But it is time to go for us, so we're going to go. Please go subscribe to Arsenal Fan Chat TV, because we're going to be doing big things in the future, right? And Fan Chat TV, believe it or not, they're going to grow like that fucking grass in your garden who just keeps going to fucking in the summer, right? They're going to grow, so you've got to fucking grow with them, right?
Oh, man. That is basically a great analogy, mate. That's 100%. We're going to grow like your grass in the back garden.
I'm not calling
100%.
you Weeds. I'm not calling you Weeds. Right? I'm calling you Moses. Right? No, Sunny TV Arsenal. Lundberg Camp as well, bruv. You got my full support. I love you, bruv, as well. Who's our moderator. But you know what? This is YouTube, boys. This is not war. So there's room for everybody. And like I said, it's just freedom of choice. Watch whoever you want. Right? Say TV Arsenal. We're out of here. Please subscribe, like, and share. Love you all.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
Were you guys planning on watching the final?